Good day, poker peeps. This is Sky with Smart Poker Study. Now you're about to watch some game tape of a 10NL Ignition cash game that I played just the other day. A real quick session before I had to get offline and go cook dinner for the family. But in this session, you're going to see me playing on a table absolutely full of fish. You're going to see me realize who the most juicy target is. And before I'm even dealt a hand to exploit him and double through him, I actually plan it out, get dealt the perfect hand, and I double up through him. I hope you enjoy it. Gambate! All right, just recording some game tape. Got about 30 minutes before I have to start 79 pair plus an open-ender, 710. Oh, interesting, the jack. Got about 30 minutes before I have to start making dinner, so figured I'd do a little, and I don't feel like doing anything else, so just want to do a little whiskey stream. Dinner tonight are chicken drumsticks with butternut squash in the oven, along with miso soup that I'm warming up, prepared yesterday. Oh, nice. Flush got there on the river. Cool. Oh, drat. Did I turn this on? Let's make sure here. Now we got it on. Let's see what happens. Hey, sweet. HUD's popping up. Cool. And so miso soup, as well as, first time doing this, my wife has done it in the past, deep fried green tomatoes. Or fried green tomatoes. So looking forward to cooking that. Like I said, in about 30 minutes, I'll get started on it. So we got a 30-minute session right here, 3 tables with me on the camera. Don't know if I'll be publishing this game tape or not. But we're going to do our best to try to make some money, open, and a call. Good 3-bet squeezing opportunity. We got a short stack just calling, and he's taken the chance to make it. Let's see what happens here. So this could easily be bluff 3-bet squeeze. Doesn't have to be, don't need to bloat it with the Jack-10 suited. It doesn't have to be for value what he's doing right here. Could easily just be a bluff, and that was great. Now, I'm going to bet for value. He can call with any diamond, no diamond. I highly doubt he has a queen. He could probably call with a 9, a 3, a 6, maybe even ace high could call to look me up. He didn't. So generally when I'm betting, whether it's for value or as a bluff, I try to name hands in their range that can call or that can fold, giving me what I want. Hey, Kona. Well, there she goes. No need to ISO raise. We got a nice fish on the hook, right? Oh, wow. Oh, good call. Well, hopefully we hit a flush and then we're able to bet for value. Now, here's a great thing. He's a fish. There's a good chance he's just going to check behind. Let me see a free river. Hope so, at least. Although that 9 connects with the 8 and the jack, and he called the bet on the flop. So there is a chance he's going to be betting here. 50 cents for value. He has jack 9, 8. Oh, only 25 cents. We got a call. Calling to win $1.50. A little over $1.50. 25 cents, 6 and 1, 17%. I've got 9 outs plus another 3 for the king. I'm getting enough. I'm getting correct odds to call mathematically right here. See if it pays off. Hey, we got a king. I'm going to check and potentially let him bet. No, you know, I'm going to make a blocking bet. I don't want him to bet bigger. Not that I think he would, like 70 or 80 cents or shove on me. I'm making this bet to get him to just call with a jack. Nice. Oh, he called with a 3. He would have just checked behind. My bet got value out of him. So my thinking was, you know, he's a fish. He probably wouldn't have been making a larger bet without a strong top pair better. But I still got value out of that weaker pair. He would have checked behind anything other than, anything less than a king on that king river. So it worked out. And I made a mathematically good check call with a flush draw on the turn after semi-bluffing on the flop. I like that hand, like the way it played out. $15, 15%. Nice, I like it. He hit the pot button. Good bet. Potentially a good bet. Oh, and then a call. Oh, that wasn't a good bet. Oh, you didn't size it right to come over the top and re-raise and put him all in. That wasn't a good bet. King, Jack, Ace, Key. Nice river. I love it. I really do love it when the fish double up through other players. Because now he just got, it was more than a double up, right? He got from him and from him. Tripled up roughly, right? Seat 4, 230. Yeah, tripled up. Loving that right here. The fact that he did that, he has so much more money to lose to me now. We got to give him the green. $60-0. Another fish over here. Loving it. Ace King. How did he play that with Ace King? Seat 3. Under the gun. 30. We get 2 calls. I folded. So we checked. Bet. And then he called with the player still to act? With just 2 overcards? Yeah. This is great. He's another fish as well. Loving this. Gonna raise. Hopefully isolate one or both of the fish. 3. I hope you're 3 meant for value because you got a lag here and another lag. I don't know what's going through his head. Ace King, pocket kings, pocket queens. No show. Pocket jacks or 10 are often not going to be betting they're out of position against 2 other players. Doesn't fold on flops. He's got a gut shot. He's got a pair plus draw right now. Pot takes it to 97. We'll bet a full dollar. Probably the kind of player that can call on any pair plus draw. 7-8 for an open ender would have definitely called right there. No 3 bets, type player. Looking loose aggressive, but no 3 bets yet. That's a larger bet. I generally don't like to call 3.5 full pot sized bets with a set mining opportunity with 2 players still to act. So I'm going to fold. Especially what looks like a lag, even though he hasn't 3 bet yet. It's still, I'm opening myself up to facing a 3 bet from these players, so I'm just not a fan of it in general. Love that table. Probably loving this table too. Oh yeah. Oh, you're just going to limp call. Look at this. Such good odds to set mine right here. I'm calling. He's going to call. If he raises, hey, great. I have an easy fold at this point. Well, 40 cents means I need $8 behind. We got $8. Man, a limp small raise? So here's the thing. If I hit a set, it's only 40 cents, 4 big blinds. If I hit a set, he's going to have aces or kings here, potentially queens as well. And he just sweetened the pot with the call. I'm going to call to set mine. I've got so much implied odds behind to potentially win. And one or both of them are repping pretty big hands. If I hit my set, okay, I didn't. If I hit my set, I could have gotten crazy big value right there. And if neither of them bet, they don't have a king. So I have a decent, I was going to say I have a decent turn bluff to make. It's okay. Well, definitely likes his hand. At a minimum, has a king right here. Limp small raise. I love fish like this, man. You know, I want to learn a lesson. I want to see what he had. Limp small raise. Future Sky breaking in. You just saw me tag this hand for learn a lesson. So let's learn a lesson. We get a limp and a tiny re-raise, fold, and then I decide to call just to set mine, expecting him to call, and he comes over the top. Now, I know this is a really small bet, and from a fishy player, just like this guy, raises can be very small. But in general, when players limp and then re-raise right there, they often have a big hand. Not always, but often. So I was hoping he had aces or kings, and I could hit a set with my pocket sevens. Now, if you think about it, he called. I had to call 4 more big blinds. I generally recommend a 20x rule, I call it. I had to call 4 big blinds times 20 means there needs to be 80 big blinds to win behind 100, 138, 103. We've got that covered, right? You just want enough money to be behind to make it worth it to set mine, especially when you're set mining out of position against 2 fishy players who potentially have really wide ranges. But like I said, I was hoping for a strong hand. King, queen, deuce, check, check, and then a good sized bet. Okay, a little bit less than half pot right here. I fold, getting out of there, expecting him to have a good hand, and he check calls. Okay. Turn comes a 5, he checks, and now he bets really big right there. He's repping a super strong hand. I really did put him on a king right now. Let me show you what they had. Ace Jack for the limp raise. Not that that's a terrible play, but he probably wanted him to fold. He wanted me to fold. He should have made it bigger. Go to 9, 10, 11 big blinds to earn the fold. I don't see any reason to just kind of bloat the pot for an additional 4 big blinds with that 3 bet, with Ace Jack suited. And then this play with 10-9, fish like this, they often make those small raises, small 3 bets, small 4 bets, just with the idea of they want to be aggressive. They know aggression wins. If I raise now, he calls, I can see bet he's going to fold the flop. It goes very surface level like that. But that bet was just too small, making it 2 big blinds right here. Guaranteed, he would have preferred everybody just folding. That's never going to get the folds. And then plus, you're just making it too enticing for him to come in, and him to call the limp. He's just asking for a 4-way pot, potentially, by just raising it so small. Makes it harder to bluff on the flop, even though you are the pre-flop raiser. But that's pretty interesting what happened. This player, and you'll see it later in the video coming up soon, he's a really good player to be against at the table. But he's capable of making big bets with absolute bluffs, maybe when he suspects weakness out of his player. And good for him. He won this hand. Very strong range. We got a fish over here. Ah, man. Lag up top with position on me. Got to be a little careful. Where's he 3-bet in the past? Is it only 1 out of 3 or 2 out? 1 out of 3 in the big blind. Okay. I always like to know, looking around my table, what basic kind of players I have. That's why I'm always color coding opponents. As soon as I realize, oh, this is a tag. As soon as I realize what kind of players they are. Call with 2 players still to act. Just 20 cents. I'm not saying that's a bad play. I don't know what you got, but... Wow, this guy's looking mega lag. King Jack off, calling a 3-bet out of position. Maybe a fishy lag. But I don't know the size of that 3-bet. So interesting thing, we've seen a few 3-bets tonight at like 6 big blinds. Of course he's going to call. A lag player like this would not fold versus 6 big blinds. That's why those kinds of bets are very ineffective, right? If you're 3-betting, you've got a lot of players in the micro stakes who hate folding after they put money in. So if you're 3-betting for value, you want to make it bigger because they're more likely to call. If you look at your 3-bet success percentages, you're probably looking around anywhere from 35 to 40% in the micro stakes. 3-bet success means everybody is folding to your 3-bet. If people don't fold that often, you're more incentivized to be 3-betting for value as opposed to 3-bet bluffing. If people are not folding, you need to bet bigger to try to get them to fold. because just a 6 big blinds is not going to cut it. You're not going to earn the fold, so you shouldn't be bluffing. On the other hand, if you're 3-betting for value and you're going to 6 big blinds, you're missing out on value because they are not folding. Now, there is something to be said about this one right here. Folds 100%, small sample, 1 out of 1, probably 1 out of 1, 0 on the flop, on the turn, 1 out of 1. Ooh, 0 on the flop, on the turn, 1 out of 1 as well. So if you're up against a player who does not fold to 3 bets, let me see if I can find an example. Just looking at stats, not worrying about the number of hands or anything. I don't see any really good stats right here. Okay, this is interesting. Look at me. It's only been 9 hands, right? But we're just looking at percentages right now. This player, this hero dude, folds 0% to 3 bets, but he folds 100% on the turn. Ignore sample size. That's the last time I'm going to say it. But the idea, this is his tendency right now. He doesn't fold to 3 bets, but he folds on the flop versus C bets. It is a good idea against a player like this to 3-bet maybe smaller, 7 or 8 big blinds. And once he calls, you're going to fire 100% of flops as a bluff because he's able to call and then fold. He's the kind of player you want to target potentially with small, wow, look at that guy, with small 3-bet bluffs. Now, it's only been 10 hands, like I said. You can't put too much stock, but if we're just thinking about numbers and what the numbers tell us our opponents' tendencies are, that's how you exploit opponents. You find their tendencies and think about ways. Oh, well, yeah, you got a 6 out, ace out too, and then you lose. Oh, nice. Thank you. Look at that. 93-29 develops a huge stack. This is great. If he opens, I am 3-betting big to 12 big blinds. Nice. I'm going to time down a little bit, make him think, I'm thinking about bluffing. I don't like my hand, but I don't want to just call. We'll see how he responds. If he calls, awesome. If he comes over the top, awesomer. If he folds, shame. Oh, that's really good. Half pot, standard C-bet right here. Totally standard C-bet. Oh my gosh. You're the best. I mean, if you have ace-jack, so be it. I still have draws to a full house to beat you. If you have pocket queens, lovely pocket tens, lovelier because you're going to come over the top. Oh, you're the best. Oh, man. He could have ace-jack, but I'm just going all in. He's going to call, guaranteed. If he has ace-jack, so be it. Yes! Queen or ten's fine, too. Look at that. Oh, my God. You're amazing. I'm in love. Will you marry me? I'm sorry. I'm already married. Can't do it. Hate to disappoint you. But second big commitment, will you play on every table I am ever at on in the future? Please. I got super lucky right there, though. He flopped 2 pair, I flopped top set. Could he do anything? Runner quads. Oh, runner ace-jack for a chop straight. That's all he had. Couldn't go runner flush, right? He wasn't... Was he suited with a backdoor flush? Oh, no, he was offsuit. Sweet. Yeah, rad. I mean, I was like a 98% favorite there on the flop. That's my guess, 98%. Dude, you're just losing. Oh, he's going to start tilting. Oh my gosh. Wait for it. Just wait. He's going to start tilting. He's going to open raise right now. I'm going to call. I'm going to flop 2 pair, and I'm going to take the rest of his stack. Or he folds. Wishful thinking. Planning for a happy future. I love seeing this on my tables. So one of the interesting things about this is they're a little hard to decipher. What is this guy doing? What does he think is worth just a min 3-bet? It's probably pocket 4s. Ace ace 10 suited, something like that. It's a hand he's not super confident with. Pocket threes, I was so close on my estimation. So it's a hand he's not super confident with, but he maybe pays attention to podcasts and training videos, and he's learned that aggression wins. So he's experimenting with aggression. He doesn't know how to use it exactly just yet. Oh, this is interesting. Doesn't know how to use aggression. I can under-rep my hand. He's not going to fold. He's not going to fold after losing that 3-bet hand. I'm just going to call. I'm going to under-rep my hand. Hopefully I flop a set, but let's see what happens on the flop. If he calls, I'm going to call. If he comes back over the top, I'm folding him out of there. Wow, loving this. Going to call. 30 cents. I'm in position. C-bet 67%. If he makes a small C-bet, I'm bluff raising him. Wow, look at that. Ooh. What is going on? I'm like Jerry Seinfeld. What is going on? Oh my God. Okay, how interesting. I apologize. I was talking through these hands. Oh, I'm just going to call. He's going to check behind. I've got showdown. I had showdown value. So I'm betting right here because I'm basically getting value out of the random ace high, king high, potentially jack high kind of hands, a couple of hearts. I have a heart blocker. I'm getting value out of all of those things that are calling. He might have a queen, might just have an 8, couple of hearts, but there's not much he's calling with that I beat. I doubt he's calling with ace deuce or ace 8. I'm just going to check behind. Okay, good. So yeah, he had ace jack. I don't know why he called, but that's why I bet right there, because I get value out of those kinds of hands. Now, what I was saying earlier, I was talking through this stuff and my mind was focused here. When it was my turn to act with 10s, I wasn't even thinking. You saw I clicked the plus button to increase my bet to 3 big blinds because I didn't even realize somebody had raised. I was just playing my hand. I wasn't giving. What do I know about you? Fish, where have you 3-bet from in the past? MP, I'm going to raise. Oh, 3-better. No, I'm just going to fold. Where have you 3-bet from in the past? Out of the big blind. I'm taking too long. I'm just going to fold. So this is one of the things when it comes to game tape, and the potentially live streaming in the future, responding to chat, speaking through my decisions and everything. I sometimes just, like on these game tapes, I'm speaking about all this stuff that I'm not focusing on the hand in the moment. And so I do make a lot of folds, whereas oftentimes I would raise with hands. Like in this hand, for instance, I would often come in for a raise right here. I'm not a big fan of ace 8 suited in the MP. I'm not at all. This is a fold. I'm glad I folded. But yeah, I screwed up. And so how funny is that? I made one of those small 3-bets that I've been talking about that other players make. So that's interesting. But I wonder if I have ever put somebody on a misclick raise. Because I made a misclick. I wonder if any of my opponents saw that and thought, that guy misclicked. Who knows? So we got a fish over here. Actually looking pretty loose aggressive. He's been calling a lot. Oh, nice 3-bet. Oh, if I had history on him, I'm going to fold. If I had history on him and I knew he's a tight aggressive player, they often like to 3-bet from the small blind. If I knew that he's 3-bet in the past, this is his first 3-bet. If I had a bigger history playing on Poker Stars, America's Card Room with him or something, that would have been a great spot with King Queen. I wish it were suited, but King Queen to 4-bet cold, 4-bet bluff out of the big blind. That would have been a great play to make right there if I knew more about him. Seem rather maniacal, buddy. Call 3-bets out of position, ace jack off. What's up, ace? Jack off? I'll open raise. If it comes to me. Spank you. I mean, I didn't expect that. He's been open raising a ton, but no 3-bets yet. I'm going to fold. 9.7 big blinds. Is 9-10 suited worth calling? Versus his first 3-bet, he's got ace X or king X if it's not a pair. And if it's king X, it's king queen, king jack. It's way ahead of my 9-10. And if it's ace X, those are all ahead of my 9-10. That was an easy fold for me. Guaranteed he was at the tippy top of his range. Look, he just limped behind right here. Yeah. Wow. Saturday evenings before cooking dinner. C-bet the flop, 0 on the turn. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call right here. I have a plan to steal. Time down a little bit and check. If he makes a small bet, 17, 18, 20 cents, I'm going to call. And I'm going to time down, check the turn. And then I'm going to bet river if he checks behind. I said I would time down, right? Oh, I hit a jack. I'm just going to check. Let him potentially bluff. He might check behind, and if the river comes a non-spade undercard, I'm going to bet for value. Maybe he can call to look me up with ace high, with a 7, with the under pair of 8s or 10s. Is he checking behind? Yeah, he's checking behind with a queen. I'm still betting for value. He might call with the ace of spades. He might call with a weaker jack. He can call with 8s or 9s, 4s, 5s, or 6s, not wanting to believe I hit a queen. A 7? Yeah, 7's maybe in there. Ace 7 could make a call. Okay, didn't work out. But that was interesting. I wasn't expecting to hit a pair on that turn. If you think about it, jack 10, 6 outs to a pair, 3 jacks, 3 10s, 6 outs is 12% chance. 88% of the time, I'm not hitting a pair right there. Deuce 9, jack 9. The 9s love me today. I was playing a home game with family the other day, and it's weird. There's patterns that happen sometimes, right? No matter the game, I would estimate 75% of flops that we saw, or if it was a weird community card game with like 12 cards out there for the community, 75% of flops. When you turn over the first set of cards, boom, there was a 9. Over and over again, a 9. And so when those kinds of patterns happen, 9, 9, 9, I don't know, they just kind of stand out to a lot of poker players, I think. I'm not a big fan of this hand playing out of position, but I'm raising right here. We probably have a fish, and they can all just fold too. 9s kept coming, so everybody, when we were dealt 9s in the hole, like if it was a, like my cousin Chris deals a game where he gives you 4 hole cards, he'll put 16 cards out there, a 4x4 square, right? Everybody was holding onto their 9s. We wouldn't pass the 9. We wouldn't discard the 9 pre-flop. Everyone is holding on to 9s because they're constantly, 75% of the time, a 9 would flop right at the start. Just one of those fun patterns we all noticed and we picked up on, and we all held on to our 9s. So a lot of 9s full people would have. Quad 9s, maybe once or twice, was the final hand that night. I had one of the high hands. I think it wasn't a royal flush. I think it was a jack high straight flush. Maybe. No calls, all raises, close VPIP PFR. Oh, exactly the same. And then 3-betting. This guy is a lag. I'm glad he's on my right. Looking lag again. Got Got some Johnny Walker whiskey. Ooh, 26 minutes. Yep, it's about time to make dinner. I've already got the oven on. I got the butternut squash ready to go. Seasoned olive oil, salt, pepper, crushed up garlic, crushed up garlic and onion powder. You gotta throw that in the oven. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes, give or take. And that'll give me time to barbecue the drumsticks and fry the green tomatoes. Bread and fry them. And you can imagine being a poker coach, everything I say about noticing patterns, exploiting them, noticing tendencies, using HUD stats, all this kind of stuff. Using math, right? You saw me earlier do outs and odds math with calling on a draw and stuff. I'm a planner. And so I have planned dinner tonight to be ready just before, maybe 5 minutes before I expect my wife to come home from work. So we're going to have a timely ace kicker played dinner. So I've got to sit out next big on all these. Whoops. So this table's done. Down a little bit. I think I rebought in. I topped off on this table once. No, I didn't. I earned some chips. I remember now. I didn't top off. So a pretty good session. Quick 30 minutes. And this is one thing I always do because I just want in my database in case something interesting happens in this hand, right? I could just close the table down right now, but I don't know if Poker Tracker 4, if these hand histories will continue and be saved if I'm not on the table through to the end. So I always wait till it says, sitting out or I am back. And then I'm officially out. The hand is done. It should be in my database. Boom, close, we're out. Always wait for that. I'll probably see 2 more hands, the button, the cutoff, and then I'll leave. I love the fact, though, that I had pocket kings at the right time against this player and that I really planned it. Like the whole goal, I was targeting this guy the whole time. I mean, he's a good target, too. He was a good target, too. But I was targeting him, and it worked out perfectly. Pocket kings flopping a set versus 2 pair. Can't get better than that. Overbetting. So you just have a jack? You have the ace of hearts? And you hit trips or a flush. Just a call. So you didn't have a... Or you do have a flush and you're risking... You don't think you might have a full house? Oh, you had the flush draw. You have the ace of hearts. That's why you call it. You're going to fold right now because that wasn't a heart. Okay. He had the ace of hearts, and he had flush, trip 5s, maybe a full house even, but trip 5s are better, I could say. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. I think I'll post this video, especially given that I got max value when I intended to. I planned on it the whole time. As soon as I saw kings, before kings, I was planning on exploiting this fish. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.